What would you do if your dad expected you to give away half of your inheritance? 5 seconds of silence. Imagine being in a situation where your parent, someone you've always trusted, expects you to give away a significant portion of your hard-earned money. This is my reality right now, and it's been a roller coaster ride. I'm 21 years old, living my best life after overcoming some tough times. My family's dynamics are complex, but I'll do my best to break it down for you. Growing up, my mom's side of the family was quite wealthy. After her passing, my grandparents made sure I was taken care of and provided financial support to my dad, who was raising me at the time. I was only 5 years old when this started, but as I grew older, things changed. My dad remarried about a year after Mom passed away, and he told my grandparents that his new wife would be adopting me. However, they asked for my consent first, which I didn't give because I didn't understand the implications. My grandparents were hesitant to continue giving money to my dad if the adoption went ahead without my consent. They wanted to make sure I was comfortable with it, and I wasn't. Eventually, they stopped sending money altogether because of the disagreements between my dad and stepmother over their treatment of my half-siblings. After that, things got even more complicated. My grandparents passed away one by one, my grandfather when I was 19, and my grandmother last year. They left me a significant amount in their wills, mostly due to Grandma's generosity. Now, at 21, I'm financially comfortable and looking to buy a house. However, my dad doesn't know the full extent of my financial situation. He knows that my grandparents left me a substantial inheritance, but he doesn't have all the details. Lately, we've been discussing his struggles with finances during our hard times, and how my half-siblings aren't doing well financially either. It's clear that he expects me to use some or even most of the money for their benefit. When I told him no directly, he became upset and implied that I was being selfish just like my grandparents. He said he didn't think he needed to ask but expected me to make sure his children are taken care of. This conversation has left a sour taste in our relationship. I've tried explaining that the money is for my well-being and financial security, not for giving away to others. But now, all the old bitterness and anger seem to be directed at me. Our conversations have become strained, and I'm worried about what might happen next. Background and context. Growing up in a family with complex dynamics can be challenging, especially when it comes to money and inheritance. My dad's behavior is rooted in his own experiences during our hard times, but that doesn't justify expecting me to give away my inheritance without any consideration for my own needs. It's also worth noting that I've never had a close relationship with my half-siblings, mostly because of the tension between our families after the adoption attempts. This has made it harder for us to connect as siblings. Now, let's analyze what went wrong in this situation. Breaking down the situation. One major issue here is the lack of clear communication and boundaries. My dad expects me to be responsible for his children's financial well-being without considering my own situation or needs. He also seems to hold grudges against my grandparents for not spoiling his other kids. I think what's most concerning is that he expects me to prioritize someone else's happiness over mine, even when it comes to something as significant as my inheritance. This behavior is a perfect example of enabling and expecting others to carry the burden of one's own mistakes or shortcomings. Another issue is that I've never been asked about my feelings or needs in this situation. My dad assumes he knows what's best for me, which can be damaging to our relationship. It's like he's putting pressure on me to give up a part of myself and my future without even considering the emotional impact it might have. What would you do? Now that you've heard my story, I want to ask, what would you do if your parent expected you to give away half of your inheritance? How would you navigate this situation, especially when emotions are running high? Some of you might think I'm being selfish for refusing to give money to my half-siblings. Others might believe that I have a responsibility to help them out. Let's consider different perspectives. Some people might say that I should be more empathetic and understanding towards my dad's situation, even if it means compromising on some of my inheritance. Others might argue that I'm right in prioritizing my own needs and future, especially when my grandparents made sure I was taken care of after Mom passed away. Perhaps you'd think that my dad is being unreasonable and that we need to have a more open conversation about our family's dynamics and expectations. Whatever your thoughts are, I want to hear them. This situation has left me feeling stuck and uncertain about how to proceed. Conclusion. As I look back on this story, it's clear that there's no easy solution. However, I'm hoping that sharing my experience will help spark a conversation about family dynamics, inheritance, and the importance of setting boundaries. So, what do you think? Leave your comments below, subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking stories, and let's continue this discussion in the comments section. Remember, there are no right or wrong answers here, just different perspectives on how we navigate complex family situations.